Yes, we are now back on Head Start at KFS. It's now time for our pep talk.
All right, so today, as far as pep talk is concerned, we're talking about career paths. When is it time to decide what your career path is going to be? After you've made that decision, are you sure? Are you unsure? If you've made a wrong decision, how do you fix it? We've been joined in the studio by Jeremiah Boabing, CEO of Boabing Communications. Greetings, boss.
Good
How's
morning.
it going?
Hi, I'm well, and you?
You look like a very rich man.
Hey, you too.
I thank God you said I look like.
Oh, but he is.
He is. Sassy. Anyway, so let's start our conversation first by knowing the difference between a job and a career. What is a career first and then the difference?
Right.
Well, so basically, a job is a short-term task, role, or responsibility. So, for example, what you're doing now is a job. But a career is a long-term combination of all the things that you do in your professional life. So basically, what distinguishes a job from a career is about drive. What is driving you? So for somebody who has a job, they're just thinking of a paycheck, what they're going to get now. For somebody who is building a career, they're thinking of a payoff, what they're going to get in the long term. So basically, the difference between a job and a career is more about attitude or drive. How are you relating to this? Are you treating your present opportunity as just something for what you want now, or are you building an overall life that you want to make a difference in life with?
Jeremiah, what you're saying is very scary because that makes it sound almost as if there are people that might just live and die on jobs.
Oh, as a matter of fact, majority of people in life live and die on jobs and never actually build a career. Because they are not intentional about it.
Is it destined for everybody to have a career?
Yeah.
Because some people just get satisfied when they have what they'll eat, somewhere to lay their head and a car to drive.
Yeah, like living off of check.
First of all, the problem with this is that there's a statement destiny. So when we say destiny, what are we referring to? Are we referring to a pre-programmed life that a person has no choice or option in? But really, destiny is about choices. It's about the decision you make as to who you believe you have been made to become, and the choices that you make every single day to become that thing. So as to whether a person has a job or a career in life, it's up to them. There's nothing like a destiny, a face that is holding them where they are like robots without options.
And once again, then what's the difference now between profession and then career? I spent 6 years in medical school. I graduated as a doctor. I am successful at what I do. But once again, that's just a job. I may not necessarily go my long term, to become a doctor. I mean, if I was working in a hospital and
people think I killed, they asked, how many people did you kill? I.
All right. So basically, a profession is a technical vocation. So for example, I am a motivational speaker. That's one profession. But I'm also an entrepreneur. That's also another profession. And I write books. That's also another profession. So the collection of professions I pursue is my career.
Okay.
But wouldn't you be limited? Wouldn't you agree that, let's say, a surgeon or a doctor is limited in how far he can go as far as career is concerned? Because as a doctor, maybe all his role is limited to this particular position.
Not necessarily. I have a few beliefs about what a career should be. One, a career determines the kind of impact you make on earth, who you become and what you achieve. Then a career also determines your legacy. So if you're a surgeon, that is a role. It's not really a career. So within your area of surgery, you can rise through the ranks and become a higher level surgeon. But even beyond that, you could build a surgery center, you could build a hospital. You could move from building just one hospital to building hospitals across the country, hospitals across the world. So really, there's really no limit on how far a person can go. But even with that, a surgeon can decide to build a composite of careers and decide that along the way, beyond just being a surgeon, I want to add something either in the same area of health or even outside that area. So basically, a person decides how far they want to go in life.
So,
What should inform your decision in choosing a career?
Well, so in choosing a career, there are a number of primary things that one would want to look at. The first is purpose. Nobody is here on earth to survive. Everybody is here for a purpose. There's a role on earth that you're supposed to fill. That is what some describe as a calling. Pastors are not the only ones who have a calling.
True.
All of us in life
True.
have callings. There is something that God has called you to become.
Yes.
There is something that God has called me to become. What I'm doing now is my calling. I'm to inspire people. That's my calling. So in choosing a career, the first you want to look at is your purpose, your calling in life, your assignment, your mission. Then after that, you want to look at your passion, what you're excited about. You cannot choose to do something for the rest of your life without considering your passion, your enthusiasm, what makes you go crazy.
That is very
What makes
true.
you get excited.
That is very true.
Because if you're operating in an area that you have no passion for, no matter how brilliant you are, you will not excel.
You know,
So-
speaking on passion, it's like when I was working in a hospital, I mean, I studied clinical psychology, and it was mainly because, okay, my parents want me to do it. It's not like something I'm really into. So I wasn't really happy until I started actually going into what I was passionate about, which is, you know, entertainment, presenting, and acting. And I'm happier than ever.
but you see, the setback for that is not everybody gets to achieve this dream. You know, there are people who are, you know, like you said, clinical psychologists. They wish they were actresses. They wish they could host their own TV show. If they don't get the opportunity like you did,
Exactly.
then how do they, you know,
but,
so-called...
but Jake, as soon as you see they don't get the opportunity, then you're taking the power out of their hands. Because opportunities don't chase people in life. People chase opportunities.
People chase opportunities.
So regardless of how old you are or how inadequate your schooling is, you can make a decision at some point in your life and decide that I want to change the direction of my life. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for it? Recently, I read a post by Juliet Asante, and she'd just been appointed as a board chair or a board member for NAFTI. And she was talking about how she had to, even though she had a degree already, she had to go back to school to do another degree, a 4-year degree, because she had found her passion.
Wow.
The question is, how many people are willing to do that?
Determination.
I run a communications company. I have a training in marketing. But I had to go back to school again to study communications right from scratch. So for everybody, there is something that you would believe you want to become. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for it?
You see, Jeremiah, let's look at a young boy who started playing football. His dream has always been to play for Chelsea. And I've always said that when it comes to football teams, look, the opportunities that exist are just for 22 people. You understand? The only opportunity that exists of the millions is only 22. You want to play Black Stars, there's only opportunity for 22 people. You are dedicated. But sometimes people are forced to follow where the opportunity exists. Maybe if I follow soccer, I may or may not get the opportunity. I'm passionate. I'm willing to pay the price. I've even moved from home. They said I'm a kubolo. I'm willing to work and become. But some dreams sometimes will just not come true.
Well, that's the reality of life. But then again, power is in our hands. Because for every field of endeavor, there are many people pursuing it. Football is not the only area that has competition. There's competition for TV presenting.
Yes, there is.
There's competition for motivational speaking.
Yes.
There's competition for medicine. But in every area of endeavor, the best rise to the top. So there are critical things that a person can identify and deliberately develop to push themselves to the top. If you say, oh, it's about whom you know, and let's face it, what is called whom you know is a real thing. It's proven, research has proven that in every field of endeavor, whether it's in business, career, ministry, knowing somebody somewhere can open a door for
It's
you.
true.
But then the question is, why stay in your house and not to get to know anybody? If you are in church, you close on Sundays, and you carry your Bible and you go home, you don't say hello to anybody. The person sitting by you could be the CEO of the company you want a job with.
So true.
So it behooves on you to network with people.
Yes, networking.
It's possible to be gifted, it's possible to be educated, be brilliant, and yet be obscure.
Yeah.
Lack an opportunity to perform because you are failing to build relevant relationships. So there's power in everybody's hands to decide who they want to become and make conscious choices towards it.
Your answer is excellent because you see, when it comes to Oprah Winfrey said that people who say they are lucky, there's nothing like luck. Okay, I think your answer just says it. That luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Okay, so when you are prepared for it and the opportunity comes, then you're lucky. And of course, if without preparation, opportunities will come. Let's say Chelsea calls me today, come and play for Chelsea. I won't find it to be a lucky chance because I'm not prepared for
Exactly.
that. So I think that makes total sense. Okay, so let's start when it comes to career path. Okay, when is it too late to decide your career, or when is it the appropriate time to decide the career path?
Ideally, this should happen when you're a youth. However, life is not that simple.
Right.
And then self-discovery is not an event, it's a process. We keep finding ourselves every day. Every stage of our lives, we find new interests, we find new talents, new abilities. So you can't create a hard or fast rule about when is the appropriate time to find yourself. But the question is, when you do find yourself, run with it. And it's regardless of how old or how young you are. We can find examples of people in history who began their passions at a really young age. We can also find examples of people in history who began their passion at a much older age. So really, age is really just a number.
So somebody who's at home watching this and they're really getting inside of what you're talking about, and now they feel like, okay, they're in the wrong career or they have the wrong job. Now to get out of it, to drive and to go for their passion, how do they come out of that?
In fact,
do they just quit?
Should they even follow their career like she said? They should?
They
So
should.
they should just quit their job that they're doing.
Because if you are married with 2 children, you are paying bills. You should just quit what you're doing.
No. A few years down the line, Jake, I would have said, quit. I was a radical. I would have said, quit. Go and do what you love.
Because electricity and water bills these days.
It costs.
Passion does not buy wachi. Passion does not pay electricity bills.
True.
So for everybody who has found their passion or their gift, you must learn how to create a balance between doing something that gives you income to survive whilst you pursue your passion. So whatever area that you want to operate in, whether it's in music, it's in football, it's in broadcasting, it's in sciences, very often you don't generate money immediately. Especially if it's in business. It will take you some time to generate money. So whilst you're pursuing your passion, you want to find something that you can do to make some money. Before I began, and I've been doing motivational speaking for 12 years.
Wow.
I started as a pretty young teenager. So when I started this, I couldn't make money from it immediately. I needed to build a reputation to become known as an expert in my area. So whilst I was pursuing my career, back then I was teaching. So I taught for a couple of years before I decided to go full-time speaking after school and start a company as well. So whilst you're pursuing your passion, you want to find something that you can do to make money. And there's a biblical precedent for that. Paul was a preacher, but he was a tent maker. Today, nobody's really a full-time pastor. Everybody does something to supplement their ministries. So you can have a composite of careers. You can decide the things you want to do in your life to make money, the things you want to do in your life to make impact, the things you want to do in your life for fulfillment. Exactly. So you don't have to do just one thing. You just have to be strategic about how you manage your life.
Okay, interesting. Please keep your messages coming through. The numbers, you'll be seeing the numbers on the screen right about now. I believe we are getting a few messages. So keep them coming through. Remember, we're talking career paths. Should you evaluate yourself? Should you ask yourself whether or not you are in the right path? Should you change it? Should you get out of it? Dr. Jeremiah Boateng. Did I say doctor?
Hey, did you give me that title?
That title. You look like
naturally.
it's good. Boabeng.
Receive it.
Boabeng.
So today I am at home. I'm watching the show. How do I go about the evaluation process?
Right.
How do I see, am I happy with what I'm doing? Or should I be comfortable with what I'm doing?
So if you want to be able to tell whether you're in the right place or not, perhaps the first question you want to ask is, are you bored or you're passionate? Because if you're truly in the right place, you wake up passionate. You know, a lot of people complain about Mondays. I never complain about Mondays. I'm eager to go back to chasing my dream. I'm doing what I was called to do. I'm doing what I'm passionate about. So if you want to check if you are in the right place, you want to assess your level of passion. How passionate are you about what you're doing? Are you excited about it? Are you excited about going to work every day to do what you do? That's the first thing. Another thing that you also want to look at is, are you ashamed of your job? There are people who will not dare tell what they do. because they're ashamed of it. If you're ashamed of what you do, then it's impossible to summon the energy, summon the intensity required to be the best at it. So if you're ashamed of what you do, then it's almost certain that you're doing the wrong job.
thing.
Another thing that you can also look at is, have you made progress after 10 years? Have you made progress after 10 years?
Is it 10 years
Now,
too long?
10 years is not too long because, to be honest with you, it takes a minimum of 7 to 10 years for somebody's career to actually gel and really make an impact.
Okay.
So that's a minimum you need to assess yourself. What kind of progress have you made after 10 years? But it is possible that you're in the right career, but you're not doing it right. So for example,
That's dangerous.
somebody goes to organize a conference in Hope, doesn't organize it well, people don't come. He can do two things. He can arrive at the belief that the people of Ho don't like to attend conferences. Or he can say that maybe I didn't go about this right.
The packaging.
Unfortunately, many times people choose the first option. They say this thing does not work.
And give up.
And they give up. But very often, it may be something that works, but you're not going about it right. And then it could also be it's something that the career is workable, but it takes time to build momentum. So for example, this Saturday, I'm hosting the Accra Youth Summit. It's a very 6th edition that we've done. I began the summit in 2013 with about 120 to 150 people. And I've grown it to now, I mean, the minimum attendance will be 500. That's the worst case, 500. But it takes time to build that. That doesn't happen overnight.
Some people really don't have patience.
But you see, one of the most critical principles for success in life is patience.
Yes.
Now, patience is not about doing nothing. It's about working whilst you're waiting for the results to
Right.
come. So you have to be willing to patiently grow what you have. Whatever passion, gift, talent God has given you, it will not manifest overnight. You may be sure about it. It may be what God has called you to do.
Is
It may
there a
be
time when you should give up?
anointed. Yes,
You've tried. When do we call it quits? At this point, you're like, Ademaya, Emfa.
When you assess that, two things. When you assess that you don't have the adequate natural talents for that area, or you don't have sufficient passion for it, I believe that before somebody decides to stay in an area, two things must intersect: passion and talent. You should be passionate about it,
And you should
then
actually
have the
naturally be
talent,
good at
have the
it,
talent
good at it,
for it.
yeah.
Because sometimes you watch auditions for music reality shows, and some people come, and they are passionate about it. You can see the passion, but their voice can kill. Because there's passion, there's no talent. So you need to, there should be an intersection between what you are crazy about doing and what you are capable of doing. There are people who are crazy about certain things in life that they have no talent for. There are people who also have talent for something, but they have no passion for. So those two things must connect.
Wow.
Me, I'm very passionate about singing, but my voice is not coming.
You're not alone. I'm like you.
If you have to do something,
Thank you so much. This was just so like.
That's what this your call is singing party.
Are you?
I'm on your side of
But-
plenty things.
I
this
can
one,
sing.
But you know the thing is, sometimes you have a talent in an area, but it's in a raw form. And you have to subject it to a lot of training and development.
Okay.
I need
Pressure,
vocal training.
Pressure builds
Exactly.
diamonds. Okay. All right. Well, Jeremiah, thank you very much. I
Yes.
would love to have you in the studio.
I
again.
really, yeah.
I would really, I hope the producer can make this happen. And I'm sure we've all learned so much from you. This has been Pep Talk. It's been interesting. And remember, every Monday, we're always going to have a motivational speaker. So today, remember, it was Career Path. I hope we can have him with his busy schedule. I hope he's going to be able to come here next week and we can continue the conversation. As far as Career Paths are concerned, we're jumping to a short break. We'll be right back. You're still watching Head Start 2.0.